world of 2024. Yes, but you're not going to see my face because I haven't unpacked all my camera gear from Christmas. So we just have one camera set up today. Let me double check that you are hearing me. Yes, you should be. Okay, so a review of what we've made with December kit and what that was all about, because it took a week off for Christmas, but now I'm back. Okay, so the focus for December was to use one collection kit, which was this collection, the Nutcracker Christmas collection from Echo Park, as a base for everything, and then to throw all sorts of existing Christmas stash in with that to make the rest of the kit. So I didn't buy any further embellishment. So it was a pack of paper plus one sticker sheet. Cool. So here is what I have done so far. I've done my starting chapter divider. We went for noodles this week, so I have the 12th noodle photo. So exciting. So we have that 6x12 to get everything started. 2 4x6 portraits here where everything is old except these little stickers, because the kit actually arrived when I was partway through the video. I picked up 2 pages. Hold on, that's one. Then 3 3x4s here. Nice easy composition where you can use 3 cut aparts and 3 photos, but you could change the number around. So you could have 5 photos and 1 journaling card. And then you just put it all on a box and journal top left, bottom, or not journal, embellish top left, bottom right. 1 portrait, 1 landscape, both 3x4. Again, doing things where you put it all in a box and put that into the middle. Then 1 very inky layout with a single 4x6 and a nice popped up paper stack. 1 4x6 here with a blockier design again, where basically I've got 4 pieces put onto a frame, but one of those pieces breaks the frame. And then the embellishment runs down at the vertical. Cool? Okay, so that is what I have made so far. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 12x12s, front and back of a 6x12. And today I'm going to make 1 more 12x12 with 2 3x4 photos. And it's the Christmas pajama photos. So we've got these 2. And I want to do a composition where I take a bunch of paper from that Nutcracker Christmas set and make a heart on a page and then put these on top. So let me show you what I mean. Time to sketch. Hello everybody, we've got lots of people here today. Lovely to see you. Where is my Sharpie? Oh, I think it went to do Christmas jobs. Okay, what pen can I use? This one's quite big. I'll try this. Oh, that's not the one I thought it was. That's completely fine line. Not so big at all. What could we use? This one might be okay. Oh, it's not as small as I thought either. Hello, Barbara in Moncton. Aw, Georgia is happy because she didn't even remember what day it was, but she was like, I'm crafting, and there's a live stream. I'm excited to craft with you. I've been drafting 2025 plans. There's a few little change arounds, a lot of things that will stay the same, some things that won't. But one of the options is called more Shimelle. Because I wanted to dump all of the little things that I was like, what do I do with all these little things that feel a bit lost? They need combining. And I just suddenly thought, oh wait, it's more. M-O-A-R, more. Yeah, so there we go. Right, a heart. So I'm going to start this idea with a pencil because I wanted to show you how I would do it if I were you. So make a big heart, and I'm actually going to make that out of another piece of paper. Yeah, so that I can have some, I don't have to do all the pieces freehand. I want a base. Then here's how it's going to work. So this becomes all those different pieces of paper. So probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different patterns. But you could do it with 2 and just alternate. You could do it with 1 piece and do the A side and the B side. Yeah. So that's what I'm going to make my base. And then on top of that, this will also be a pattern, but it could be plain white. Then on top of that, we're going to get two photos here with paper behind them. And then the title can sit above them, maybe the year below them. And then we use this diagonal to embellish. So we're going to take it up the heart that way and down here. And we'll have some little tuckies along the way. Confetti along that diagonal. Okay, so today we are 30, 12, 24. So let me pick that up for you. So if you want to screenshot this, and the photos are obviously sitting on top, the turquoise lines go through them, but you won't see that. Yeah? I just wanted to show you how to construct the background first. Right? Okay, so let's get the papers while I do my little speech. And yes, live twice today because I did a Christmas journal live stream this morning, making full page photo entries. So I'll show you one of them actually. Which one can I show you? So I have this sort of cuteness. Where are you? Nope, that's not the one I wanted to show you. This is the one I wanted to show you. Because I've already scrapped this on a 12 by 12, but I've put it on a full page for my Christmas journal too. So big photo, a little bit of embellishment in the corner that uses all the things that appear throughout the book because I heart continuity. Visual continuity makes me really happy, but I don't actually like an overwhelming amount of repetition. I've tried an album like that a couple times where you like sort out a pattern and then you just follow the pattern and it's too boring, too fast for me. So like repeating the 6 by 12 pockets at the beginning with or without a noodle photo. Noodle photo is required for me, but not for you. That is just enough repetition to be useful to me without being super boring. Okay, so how many patterns do I have a big chunk left of? One here. Let's move the cut apart so they're not in contention. This one would be a nice background though. That could be the background. Oh, that's okay. So I've got that one. Stockings with green, nutcrackers with gold. That's the end. Okay, so we are going to make a big heart with that selection of papers. Right. Hashtag advertising time. Hi, my name's Shimelle. I teach online scrapbooking classes, design scrapbooking products, and help you use them to tell your stories in a creative way. it's not just my hobby, it is my job, and that means anytime I scrapbook on the internet, it's considered advertising, and legally, I need to make sure you're aware of that. So thank you for coming to watch my hashtag advertising. I appreciate you being here, whether you are live, chatty, watch from Tomorrowland, quiet, craft, don't craft, think about coming back to craft, just craft at Christmas, all of it. If you're watching and you used to craft and you've got stash like sitting around, may 2025 be the year that you just decide to crack it open and join in with the fun, because I'm here to help you and you can use all the stuff that you already bought. I'm totally cool with that. You don't have to buy new stuff if you do want to buy new stuff. However, I have pinned the link to January supplies, because our very next live stream, we will cut into the January kit and start making 2025 stuff. So that's pinned in the live chat. It's also in the description box with this video. That'll take you to January's supplies. Cool. Also, if you are shopping at scrapbook.com on that link today, there is a discount code for 8% off your order if you're watching this live. So the code is New Year. Cool, cool, cool. And usually there's even freebies when there's a code. So let's see what the freebies are today. Are there any freebies? 8% off your order. Oh, yes. Oh, it's sold out. So there was a free 6x6 that was Winnie the Pooh, but that one has sold out. That's okay. There is a free Echo Park Blast Off 6x6. And you get a free booper today. You get one of these, but a clean one that's never been used. Yeah. So you get an ink blending tool with a domed foam. That for free. And then, so both of those are just with any order. If you spend over $30, you can grab a rainbow glitter paper pad. And if you spend $75, you get a free Tim Holtz Sizzix Layered Stripes die set. So, and those are all add-on. Like, so if you spend $75, you get all of them, not just one. So you could get 8% off your order plus 4 freebies. Okay, that's way more hashtag advertising than I normally do. I just normally don't read that out while I'm live, and I just noticed that I get excited about freebies. So there you go. That was honest to goodness. Ooh, look at the free things. Okay, so you can use the affiliate link if you want to. I really appreciate it when you do. All right. Have I missed anything in my speech? I think we're good. Let's make one more 12x12 Christmas layout. Okay, so I want a piece of paper to become the base, and I actually wouldn't mind if it showed a little bit in order. Oh, this is interesting. In order to have a little frame in case some of my papers don't have enough contrast. I thought I was grabbing red cardstock, but I was grabbing this from the ancient stash shelf. And one, it's thin. It's 2009, and it's Anna Griffin. Wow. But it's red. But does it work with this red? Hold on. I don't think it does. Oh, it really doesn't. It's like fuchsia when you put it next to the red that's in the Christmas collection. Okay, never mind. You can go back for a day where you will surprise me again, because I thought I was just going for plain red cardstock there. So you can go there. So I'm very curious, especially Debbie, but for everybody, anybody who didn't roll their eyes at hashtag more Shimelle, what would you want to see in hashtag more Shimelle? Because I have things that are planned, but I'd also love to hear if there's something where you were like, I want to see this and you've never done that, or I want to see this. I want to see this and you've never done it too. I miss this thing you used to do. Why don't you do it like you used to do? Because that's hard. And usually if I've stopped doing something, I have hashtag reasons. But I'm not opposed to hearing it as long as you're polite about it. So, yeah, let me know. What is it that you want to see? Okay, so we're going to cut a heart from this, and I was just wondering if I can cut one freehand or if I should draw it. I think I'm going to try. This is Jenny Bolin, by the way. I'm going to try to just cut it. Okay. So that's nearly there. More stash busting. Yep. I'm not going to give away what I've got planned. What I have kind of, because right now everything is in a draft state. I won't, so I don't want to announce anything and then be like, oh, actually that doesn't work. So, but I like it both when it's something that I wouldn't have thought of and when it's something that I have thought of and it matches because we're on a vibe. I like both. Okay, I don't like this bit. How can I make you slightly softer? Less square. There we go, less square. Right. Maureen says she's in the market for a new photo print if anyone has recommendations. So I love my photo printer, but I hate the changes to the app. So, yeah. So there's that. Oh, actually, that's a really good question. Those of you who don't have a selfie, those of you who have other brands of printers, talk to us about how easy it is to print from your phone at the sizes that you want. Because I love my selfie printer, but I don't love the app. It has had a small improvement lately, but not huge. Okay, so yeah, I would love to hear opinions on or experiences on that. Okay. So this means we could start here. Now, if I pencil, that should work because I want a little bit of red around the edge. So pencil and then cut just inside. And in theory, I will get pieces that work together. So we'll have a piece like that. Then let's go to something that's not white based. So I'm going to cut from here to here and here to here. Okay, other people saying they have an Epson PM and they love that. And do you print from an app with an Epson? And you can use the app to drop in 3x4, 4x6, other size photos. Nice. And your app doesn't make you want to pull out your hair. Maureen has an old selfie that just stopped working. Well, I know this isn't what you want to hear. Oh, George is saying Epson is the one we can't get here. I think that is that what Vicky uses? When we were at CHA one year, I used Vicky's printer and I was like, oh, this printer is a thing of beauty. But then when I looked it up, we couldn't buy it here. So maybe that's the Epson. It did print really well. So this is the kind of thing I want. I don't want them to all patchwork perfectly. I want them to kind of overlap. Okay. What was I going to say? Oh, Maureen said her older selfie just stopped working. So I had this happen once. And I put it on the shelf and I just kind of was like, I'm going to deal with that another day. Went to get something off the shelf, knocked it onto the floor. Magically, it started working again. So I don't actually suggest that, but I'm also saying that fixed mine once. So there we go. Give it an old smack with a spatula or something. I don't know. Oh, is that phrase going to give me? Don't demonetize me. I don't have ads turned on. It's fine. But don't get me in trouble. Right. Oh, Michelle says I would have brought you one. Okay, so the Epson is the one that Vicky uses. So yes, it's a lovely printer, but there's not even a point of importing one here because we wouldn't be able to get the ink. So yeah, so I think your UK options are the Canon and the HP. I tried the HP years ago and did not like it, but it has been probably 20 years. So that's not actually good usefulness. That's not good info. Yeah. I've had, how many Canon printers have I had? I've had 3 selfies over the year and 2 Pixma full-size printers. Yes. I had an HP big printer before that, and it was, but maybe I got what I paid for, and I just bought a cheap model. It was supposed to be a photo printer, but everything printed out like this color. Everything. Everything was always like this. Oh, Georgia says there's also now a Polaroid high print that is available here. Right, what else was I going to say? I'm asking myself that a lot. Let's ease back into life after Christmas, shall we? I've lost it. So of the printers I've had. So the selfies have all lasted several years and then just had an error that couldn't be fixed. Like, I think just the drivers, jets, whatever it is that's making the ink transfer from the ink cartridge to the paper, eventually it's just not, it doesn't work anymore. And I can clean it all out with Canaver and all of that stuff, but it just doesn't print quality anymore. So I've had 3 of those over 16 years, I want to say, roughly 15, 16 years. And then one Pixma lasted me ages. It was a thing of beauty. It was under 200 pounds and it printed beautifully all the time. Even when it got old, I started using off-brand inks and it still printed gorgeously. The prints have never faded. It's always great. And then one day it just went nope. And I contacted Canon about getting it repaired and they laughed at me going, "You still have one of those?" And so I bought the equivalent model, which hilariously, the first one was a number in the hundreds. And of course, the next one, because I had such a big gap, it was in the high thousands. I'm like, oh, I maybe skipped quite a few upgrades. It worked-ish. It used way more ink. It was not as reliable. It cost me a fortune because it used so much more ink. And I hadn't used off-brand inks in that because while it's under warranty, I wouldn't use off-brand inks because I want to be able to use my warranty. So, oh gosh, Georgia says the Pixma's 50 quid in Argos. Use that with your Nectar card. You'll get some money back on your Sainsbury's shopping. The Americans now are going, what? Argos, Nectar, Sainsbury's. Okay. And while I do the next piece, I'm just going to say, Americans, do any of you remember Service Merchandise? This shop. Do you remember Service Merchandise? Because Argos is a British shop that's essentially like Service Merchandise, but still going. Okay, Connie and Lisa and Jackie all remember it. How long has Service Merchandise been gone? Like a long time, right? I remember it from when I was really little. I think I bought my first Care Bear there. So Service Merchandise, you would go in and you could see like one of everything, and then you'd go and order it from the back. and they bring it out to you from the back. Okay, so that's what Argos is, but they don't actually show you one of everything. It's just a catalog. And it used to be that there was one of a lot of things in kind of a little showroom, but now quite a few of them are just in the corner of a supermarket. That's what Sainsbury's is. And it is amazing how much stuff they can shove into the corner of a supermarket. So, and it means that sometimes now they don't put things on the normal shelf in the supermarket that you would expect. So I went to the supermarket. I needed, why do Christmas things have random size of batteries? So the train that goes around our Christmas tree needs C batteries. I don't ever need C batteries for anything except that and the doorbell. So I went and stocked up on C batteries, but they don't have the batteries out in the supermarket. You have to go to the Argos in the corner. And when I put in my number and I've paid on my little kiosk, and then you wait for them to bring it out. And I was watching it like from quite a distance because the little corner is kind of tucked away. And I thought, it looks like they're rummaging through a shoebox. How funny that maybe that's how they have all this stuff. And then they couldn't find the C batteries amongst all the batteries. So they brought the box out to the front to make sure, because I guess things weren't labeled or anything. And it really was a shoebox filled with batteries. And that's a business that's still going on a major scale. It has kind of sold and merged with several companies over the years. Oh, but Jackie is doing the homework for us. Service merchandise in the States made it to 2002. I'm surprised they even made it that long. Because it feels a very 80s memory, but it's sometimes surprising how long retailers can kind of tick along when you're not using them and they're still hanging around. Anyway, so service merchandise made it to 2002. But yeah, Argos here will have really random sales. So when I was looking for a gift for my nephew, I just went to the little kiosk and typed in some keywords, and it came up because they run these weird sales, because it's like there's nothing to like flashy get your attention, right? So you just kind of search, and then it might come up with we have a sale on that. So the sale was 2 of any item in this, like we've picked a whole bunch of random items. You can have any 2 of these items for 20 pounds. But the original price on the one item I was going to buy was 25 pounds. So all I needed to do was find anything else in the collection to make my first item cheaper, right? But because it was Christmas Eve, nothing else was in stock. And I was like, oh, why did I not catch this sale like 2 days earlier? Okay, I promise this is not as time consuming as I make it. It's just me talking. Sorry. Okay, so I want one more pattern to go up here. So I've done white, green, white. It's going to have a red frame. So let's go green again. We can do green snowflakes. Or do I just actually, I kind of like the idea of just repeating this pattern again. Let's do that. Yeah. Oh my goodness, Georgia says they even have clothes just tucked into the corner of Sainsbury's. Why not? And if you actually plan ahead, you can have anything that doesn't fit tucked into the corner of Sainsbury's, because they just deliver it to the corner of Sainsbury's and then it's waiting there for you. Like click and collect. Ah, amazing. Yeah, so I don't know how that business has stuck around here, but it has. Okay, so I'm going to cut this long enough that I have 1 piece instead of 2. Because I just feel that's going to be easier to work with, but I could be wrong. Might end up cutting it into 2. Right. Let's box this off first. Easier to cut, easier to see my pencil lines. Oh, yes. The Argos catalog as a kid here, that's where you would circle all the things you wanted for Christmas. So in the American equivalent, I had the JCPenney's catalog. There was also a Sears catalog. But I don't know if it's just my style or my generation, the Penny's catalog was a better Christmas circle experience. But yeah, gotta love a Christmas wish book to circle all the things you like. I used to love getting clothes for Christmas, so I loved the JCPenney's Christmas clothing catalog. I like all these outfits. Please, may I have outfits? I loved clothes for Christmas. It's not really part of my Christmas now, but it was growing up. And WB got some cool clothes for Christmas. I'm not sure. Is anyone left in the house but me? I heard the front door go. And apparently when I'm doing this, oh, no, there is somebody else. I can hear someone breathing. Okay. I think just WB went out of the house then. Somebody else is wearing headphones. Apparently when I do these live streams, I'm really loud and obnoxious. I'm sure that's brand new information to all of you watching at home. Oh, yes, Ward's catalog. Yeah, I forgot about Ward's, Lisa, but we definitely had a Montgomery Ward's. Oak Park Mall. Last time I checked, that end of Oak Park Mall was a Macy's, but I don't know if it still is. Yeah, might be, might not be. I actually remember getting really excited when we got a Macy's in the suburbs because that just seemed so posh, so city. Okay, so there's my heart. Is it maybe a little more boring than I thought, but we're going to put stuff on top of it, so it's going to be okay. Let's go from the top. More loud Shimelle, you say? Okay, so leave a bit of frame. And, oh, did I make this one just a little too wide? Let's just bring that in a little bit. Michelle lives 2 blocks away from the town center Macy's. Amazing. Is that the one at Oak Park that used to be the Montgomery Ward's when I was a little kid? How long have you lived there, Michelle? But yeah, when I was very little, we did not have Macy's in the suburbs, but it arrived kind of late teens. When I was in my late teens, because I feel like it arrived when I had just moved away to college. So. Okay, so we have this sort of scenario, and we're going to need some foam strips. There in here with my Christmas stuff, because I've allowed myself to use a little bit of foam tape in my Christmas journal. I can't use as much as I kind of want to because nobody did a gigantic binder this year. And I gotta make sure it's gonna fit. But we're good, we're good. Oh, you mean there's more than one Macy's? Okay. We got multiple Macy's in the suburbs. Yeah, that's definitely something little Shimelle never thought she'd see. Because Macy's, if you don't live near one, when you're a kid, Macy's is Thanksgiving Day parade in New York City. Like that's big city talk. And I was obsessed with cities as a child. I did not want to live in the countryside. I did not want to live in the suburbs. I wanted to live in a city. I thought I'd live in Chicago or New York. But my mom says she knew I would live here. because I was kind of obsessed with English culture and English dogs and hung out with old English ladies. All right. So if we do that, okay. Have I actually inked? Oh, okay. That shouldn't be that sticky. Just a little sticky. I can't remember if I've inked this outside bit or not. Now, I kind of, when I was building this, liked how this piece went outside, but now against the white, I don't really. So I'm going to cut it up a little bit. Nope, even more than that. Okay, and come over here. There, okay. That's gonna work better. Now, what I think this needs is one more layer behind. Maybe in the green. Do I have enough of this green? Yeah, it'll fit, it'll fit. Okay. So now we'll have a flat layer. Now, I'm going to use just normal scissors, but I will say, if you really love a frilly heart, this is the point where you go grab your scallop scissors, because you could make it have like a doily edge with scallop scissors. So I'm not going to, but I'm just saying you could. Rita says you could get the Epson PM over to the UK for 2 to 7 days of shipping. The problem is our electric is different. So any appliance is not really a great thing to import because you got to run it on a voltage adapter. And then you're going to have to import the ink every time. So, yeah. As gorgeous a printer as I found it to be in Vicky's hotel room, it's not going to work for here in the UK. I appreciate you looking though. Okay, ink, and then this goes flat onto the page. Do we want any ink around there? Oh, what color would we do? Kind of a golden color? I was thinking, let me put this paper in here. Okay, what I'm going to do then is just not attach this yet. I'm going to build on top, and then we still have the ability to decide we want gold or ink or whatever. Oh, Georgia says, what is it that's changed on the selfie app? I noticed the first time I printed after the update that the print was tiny. I don't know. So I don't know what caused yours to be tiny. I haven't had it print something tiny. The thing I noticed is that it's still really slow, but what seems to have changed for me is that going from recents to my other folders now takes like 90 seconds instead of like 9 minutes. So it's still clearly not quite right because we don't expect anything to take 90 seconds on a phone these days. But 9 minutes was crazy. I only know that it took that long because mostly I would think the app had frozen and I would close it out and start again. And one day I decided, hold on, let's just step away and leave it and see how long. So I just put it on the desk while I did something else. And I set a timer. And it was 9 minutes and something. And then finally it loaded up with my photo library. Like, what? Oh, Georgia said it was just choosing to print with a border, but it was like 3 levels of border. She would only have wanted 1. There are a growing number of reviews on the Selfie Print app in the Apple Store that just say, why did you ruin a good thing? So we're not alone. It could just be all of us, but I think there's even people there who aren't scrapbookers who are frustrated with the changes. Okay, so yellow, golden kind of color. Mama Tiski says, I can't change printers because she can't imagine a live stream without a bend and snap. Oh, speaking of singing along to show tunes, guess what we did yesterday? WB is on a major study program this week because his entrance exams are 1 week from today. So across everything there, he has them all day Monday and Tuesday next week. So he is spending his time studying by the Christmas tree. And yesterday I said in the morning, if you meet all your study goals, we could go do something fun in the evening, which he did. And we went to Wicked Sing-Along. There were 12 of us in the cinema, and every single person there gave it every single thing they had for Defying Gravity. Brilliant experience. 10 out of 10. So much more fun than when we went to a Frozen sing-along that nobody knew was a sing-along except for us, and the family in front of us turned around to say, why are you singing? Look at your tickets. It says sing-along. Look at the screen. They put all the words to the songs up there. Can you stop singing? No, we literally paid to come sing. You're at the wrong movie. So, yeah, went to Wicked sing-along. And if you do go to the sing-along, it's really cute. They do... Cynthia and Ariana do a warm-up with you at the beginning. It's adorable. Safety first. Warm up those voices. Do not sing The Wizard and I cold. Oh, and WB wants everyone to know that he did the opt-up in No One Mourns the Wicked, the really high note at the end. Because of course he did. He's a diva. What can we say? Right. This needs vellum. Vellum, that's what it needs. Look at that. It's even the right kind of size. Just waiting. The only thing that was really funny about our Wicked sing-along showing was because they put it in like the smallest screening at a big cinema. It was the one where everything's like a recliner. You can't recline and then sing The Wizard and I. What? No. No. So, WB was reclining during the talking scenes and then sitting up straight to sing, which I thought was hysterical. I wondered when this was going to come to an end. It's felt like it was at the end of the roll for like a week and a half. It's finally actually at the end of the roll. Okay, I prepped my desk for Christmas with adhesive right in front of me. And Debbie says she'd have to stand up. It's one of the things I always found the most impressive in Les Mis is that Eponine sings, rain will make the flowers grow. Oh, no, a little follow rain, but that's the lyric. She sings that song while she's dying, and she's laying on the floor in Marius's arms. And I'm always like, how does she hit those big, long, sustained notes in that position? That's how you can tell that they're next level. You get to be accompanying. I wonder if they check in the audition. Can you sing laying down? Because that's a special skill. Right, so now we've got this happening. Liking that, yes. And it was these letters that we put in the kit. Is that right? I mean, I know I can use anything, but I feel like this was the one we put in the kit. Oh, I'm glad I repeated that green, actually, because most of it's going to be covered up. I'm covering up poor Clara's face there. I've covered up the prince's face, but I'm going to let Clara's face be shown. Is there any design reason why I put that one there? This is a nicer photo. Like, yeah. There's an obvious reason that I want this one in the album, but this, I don't know, I like this better as a photo. How could I say this without it getting twisted? Can you follow my logic there? Like, I don't like my own face here. I'm not a huge fan of the angle. Like, this is just more flattering to the two of us that are in that one. I don't know. You could go either direction. Meaning, why did I not also overlap this one so that it's on the top? Because here you just have framing there. You just lose tree rather than the side of my hair. I like it this way. This also is a nice, that's nicely going to fall on that diagonal. In fact, the diagonal is going to go right through that gap. So I think maybe there's a little bit more to it that I wasn't really thinking about. It just kind of worked that way. I don't think you could, I think you could swap them and it would be fine. But I liked it this way so I don't overthink it. So if you're saying you spend 30 minutes deciding where to put each pick, no, put them somewhere, and if you like how they look, that's it. It's the same thing about going through your stash. If you go through your stash and you need a piece of green paper, you use the first green paper that will work that you come to. So the red, I did put the first piece of red paper that I pulled out, I put it away because it wouldn't work. It wasn't the right red for what I had. But then the second piece of paper that I pulled out was a red that was the right color, and I went with that. I didn't consider any other options. Yeah? So find something that does work, and then that's it. Debbie gives us the amazing information that they're putting the Clue movie back into cinemas for 2 days, the 5th and the 8th of January. Check your local listings. I have not seen anything about that over here, so I'll look to see if that also applies to the UK. But oh my goodness, I love Clue. Go take a new generation to see Clue in the cinema. It's so good. It's so kitsch, but so good. Right, stickers. Oh yeah, this doesn't really have tuckies, like file tab kind of tuckies, but we can make all of these other, oh, remember how I said I was saving Claire's face? Okay, so we'll tuck this one up here. I gotta use that train somewhere. Not today, but. Do I put a whole nutcracker here? Oh, I put a golden Santa over here. Oh, he looks nice on that corner. Let's do that. Okay. He's like a nutcracker Santa. So maybe then that makes this corner having a Santa be less bonkers. They all have white frames. Yeah. Let's try this one. Yeah, Georgia, that's why I didn't stick this, because I think we might want to add some ink around the heart for a little bit of a glow. Yeah. Okay. Now. You bought the stickers at the Starlight Express gift shop. Yay! I asked you this morning, but I'm not sure if you heard or answered. Was your daughter okay with all the lights and everything? I was so worried, but I'm so glad that you were able to see it. So I wanted numbers down here. I just get numbers in this font. It was not my influence, but I have made the same purchase. There's a set downstairs in our house. Haven't used them yet. I don't know. That was my question too, AJ. Do you know if they're going to have the random endings of the clue screenings that were original, or are they using the combined multi-ending that they use for broadcast and streaming and stuff? I don't know. Because when you first saw it in the movie at the cinema, you didn't know which ending you were going to get, so that if you went to tell a friend, you couldn't actually spoil it because their ending might be different. But then they put them all together if you watch it outside of the movies. Okay. I'm allowed to just call it Christmas 2024, right? I mean, I know I am allowed, but I am really curious if that seems like slacking to some people. Also, there's no capital letters in this font, so I'm not trying to be offensive by spelling Christmas with a lowercase c. Take it up with Bella Boulevard. Kirsty said she was quite poorly before, but the lights didn't make it any worse. Well, I hope that's a good thing. The Christmas Eve show, somebody near us actually either fainted, got wobbly, something happened medical emergency-wise, and they were not coping well and had to be taken out of the theater, but they managed to do it without a showstop. So, well done to front of house. I swear the front of house at that show deserves some sort of award because they take care of all sorts of madness in the audience without stopping the show. And that is quite brilliant. Oh, yes, there is a capital C down here, but it's a different font. I don't want to mix fonts. I want this font that runs here because that's the only one with numbers, and I didn't want to mix the fonts. Sorry, I didn't mean to ignore the all caps section down here. It's just a different font. Okay, Debbie says all three endings are included in the cinema screening as far as she can see. It is fun to see them together because Tim Curry just seems to gain more and more energy as he goes from one to the other. There we go. Oh, had a show stop for 10 minutes in the first act. It does happen. WB's had a string of show stops that weren't in the middle. It just meant like they held the opening or they held the opening of the second act. And so then I just sit there getting more and more stressed out. But the last two show day he had right after Christmas, I actually left the neighborhood I don't often. I always stay close, especially after what happened when people stormed the stage at Les Mis last year. And, but I decided I would go home to sort out some Christmas jobs and do a live stream and stuff. And then I left like a safety half hour in my time that I needed to return. So I was getting there early enough should have been fine. And I'm literally in between the stop that's for the theater and the stop before. So I'm like on a train halfway in between two stations, and the next station is where I need to get off. And they hold us because there's a fire on the tracks, and they held us for 20 minutes. And I was getting more and more nervous, but also there's a line in the show when Control says, "Fire on the tracks, fire on the tracks." And I'm like, there's not even a cute little kid to tell me there's a fire on the tracks. I'm just getting stressed out with no cute little kid voice. But I did make it just... I wasn't even just in time, but our call is before they would come out. So I was just on time for that, and then waited for him to finish the bows. Yes, they were in the last song when I got there. And I like to be there like 3 songs from the end if I'm not going to watch. But let's be honest, I usually watch. I almost watched that day, even though I'd come home. And family were like, "Seriously, woman, you don't have to keep going to the show." I'm like, but do I? Yeah, usually I don't leave town, and that's why, because it makes me so nervous if I get stuck coming back. Right, that took forever to get there, but a moment for that spacing. Amazing. Right. Ink and some sort of journaling card. Do I make a journaling card sit over here? We could do that. Do I have any cut-aparts that are for journaling, or have I used all of them? So many title cards. So few to write on. Yeah, they're all designed. Oh, no, this one. I could use this one. This is the only one with writing space left. Let's try it. Let's try it. I can't say that now without thinking of that whole video setup. Are you allowed to go backstage, or do you have to wait outside for him to be brought out? So in the West End, you have to wait outside, but the Troubadour is a modern build theater, so it has a reception desk. So that is epic. I'm spoiled now, especially in the winter, because Les Mis, I would have just been standing out in all sorts of cold weather. But here, nope. I can go inside, and I can listen to the last number on the monitor. It's just piped in. Okay, it doesn't work, does it? So what else have we got? I had some paper pads here from earlier Christmas collections. Let's see what we could write on. Time for the old stash. You're going to tell me that this beautiful paper pad has nothing to write on. No, it has one there. Gold. Let it be white against white. And it's not impossible. Okay, so that's... I know, earlier I said, you find something that could work, then you use it. What about this one? Ledger, but wrong color scheme. I don't really want to bring turquoise in. How did I not use more of this collection? It's so cute. Holiday bingo. Okay, but no. Old stash, what do you got? What could I write on? What's left of an old Christmas journal kit? Did I use all the stuff that you could write on? Oh, I could take this calendar apart and just use one of the bottom pieces. Oh, but no, white, which I didn't want. or aqua, which I didn't want. Never mind. Rita says, how about a strip like an arrow? Just make tag ends. Do you mean like cut it so it's got a divot, a triangle divot in each side? I'm not concerned about how to cut it. I'm concerned about finding something that will actually give me space to write on. Because right now, I'm not getting that. So, I think we look in the 3x4 cards world, in my drawer. Do I have anything Christmassy in here? Most of my Christmas stuff is separate. But I wonder if there's anything in here. Oh, you know what would be wild? I think it all has aqua and cream. I only got one Project Life kit. And it was my very first collection. Let's try it. Hold on. I have thoughts. You didn't. Somebody just used the word that I don't use. I always in my head call it something word, but if I say that, then I'll definitely get my video taken down. Old Shimelle stash. Yeah, old. So we can make this edge have a straight edge by just doing this. Be gone, corners. Then we can ink this. This rounded side won't show. And we can do that. So we're going to attach it by this corner. Oh, it was you, Sophia. Is that what, was it you who said, no, it wasn't you, Sophia. When you said sorry, I thought it was you who said the word I cannot deal with. Oh, maybe I do cut this one because the bottom edge is going to show. Okay. Sophia's daughter had the entire paper pad of that, and she was so excited when she heard that I was going to bring a collection out. She was a wee little thing, and she liked me and Amy Tan. How adorable. How long does it take to get to the theater? So we take a combination of either a bus and a tube or a train and a tube, and it takes us a little over an hour usually. Okay, so if I do that... Oh, because if I do this, I know it's not a lot of room. But I get the lovely hearts doing what I want them to there. Okay, hold up. And then... Sophia, it can easily get, pardon the pun, derailed. All it takes is one little connection to not work, or for you to sit outside. What is it about sitting outside Finchley Road? You get to Finchley Road and then the tube just goes, no, I'm taking a break, mate. I don't need you to take a break right now. I need you to keep going. You can do it. You can do it. You're the little engine that could. That's what I need. I don't need you to take a break. That card is so nice. I can't use it here, but I'm going to use it somewhere because it's so cute. Right. know some of you have been waiting for this. Do I carry many items? Oh, always. So we'll both have books. We'll have homework. We'll have food. We'll have, I always like it better if it ends in the middle. Yeah, and I pick him up. We go straight from school for an evening show and for matinee because he'd do the first part of the school day. Okay, let's ink behind this. I want to straighten that up. Okay. So yeah, we take everything that we need for the show plus everything he's had at school, which can be a pretty hefty bag. I'm always slightly glad that the only instrument he plays is the piano and you don't have to carry that around with you, because some days we have enough from all his various activities and I'm like, if you had an instrument, mate, no. I'd need a mule to carry all our things across town and just have a little animal. That would not work. Oh, yes. So Sophia says back in the day when there were only 2 overground trains from Greenwich, if you missed one or it was canceled, then you were done for. Yeah. So the problem we have now is on the journey home, we used to have 4 trains an hour, evenly spaced around the clock. So it wasn't exactly this time, but essentially 0, 15, 30, 45. It was just kind of offset from there, but it was always 15 minutes between trains. Now we still have that number of trains an hour, but they're bunched together. So there's a 6-minute window, I think. 8-minute window? 8-minute window. All the trains are in an 8-minute window, and if you miss the last one, you have 52 minutes till the next one. So when that happens, we get the bus we go all the way out to the O2 and we get the bus from the O2. Yeah. So we watch the time as we're coming up to London Bridge. We're like, can we get it? Or are we going to have to wait 52 minutes? Because no one wants to wait 52 minutes. But I tell you, a small child does not want to wait 52 minutes on a freezing cold platform in the middle of the night when they should be in bed and they have school in the morning. Opinions. They have them. Right. Okay. How are we going to ink this? What are we going to do? Just like a yellow halo? Yeah? I'm kind of good with that. Let's really lightly pencil the heart. I'm not going to glow outside this, so it's just going to be the heart that gets the glow. No? There we go. Right. Can I see it? Yes. Can I have, what do we think? Like, oh, that's way too orange. No, let's go more yellow. Scattered straw, which to me is like Winnie the Pooh yellow. Yeah, I'm hoping that's just the Christmas schedule, because if it's not, all it says to me is that people who make train schedules never actually take a train, because that is just, it's madness. All right, so we're going to do this. Where's my line? And we're just going to bring it around so that first we make this outline of the heart. So first it's going to feel, even though with the brush it does have a bit of a halo, it's going to feel a little bit more line driven. like you've made a line around your heart, because that's essentially what I've done. So I want that line to be pretty strong, because then I'm going to stop inking and just fade. Okay, so this is going to be the last time that I load up the brush. And now we just fade it out. Anything that looks like a harsh line at this point, you can just keep fading. Just pull the color around. As long as you haven't let it sit all day, you're working on it right after you've inked it. Oxides are really movable. Okay. So then we have that, which is quite a big glow. That's all right. Now we're gonna golden it up. Suki is always amazed at how people can adapt to city transit. I grew up in the country and we had to have a car. My older cousin moved to New York when she was young and didn't drive for 40 years. Oh my goodness. I had a driving license in a car at 14 in Kansas. We got rid of our car. We did have a car when we first moved into London from the suburbs. When did we got rid of it? It had to have 2 major repairs due to people vandalizing it on the street, and well, in our building's car park. And then it failed its MOT on something, and getting it fixed again was way more than the value of the car. So we sold it to a secondhand place, and they did it up and sold it for a profit. And we've never had a car since. And I think sometimes the Adhesive Avenger would quite like to have a car, but having a car in the city is a real problem. When I say, like, our car was vandalized 3 times just sitting empty under CCTV. So, like, and we don't live in a neighborhood where you would think there's loads of crime, but there's no such thing as a place in a city where there isn't random vandalism. So if people think they can get something from something, they will. Yeah, and so twice they just bashed in windows. The last time they tried to take the door off with a crowbar. Do you know how frustrating and expensive it is to replace a door on a cheap old Volkswagen? Like, it was not a fancy car. It was a Polo, and it wasn't new, and there was nothing in it. So there we go. So we're going to go around like this. I'm being too heavy-handed, but some of those are inside the heart, so it's okay. All right, then the little speckles. Yeah, so even if your car doesn't get smashed into, then you have all of these rules about parking it. You're constantly looking for places to park, and, you know, can you get close to where, like, so that you can see it. It's a pain in the neck, and I do not miss it. And I know sometimes I get really grumpy about public transport, but driving this same journey would not be quicker. Oh my goodness, because we are this corner of London and the theater is this corner of London, which means driving either through the busiest part, which you pay for, by the way, that's a toll. So I could drive right through the congestion zone, which is called the congestion zone for a reason, let's be honest. I know some people love to drive and they hate that there's a charge to drive in London, but there are too many cars for the sizes of the roads. Remember, London's roads were made for horses, not vehicles. Just letting this dry for a moment. Yeah, so I could do that, or I could take my choice of ring roads, because I'm pretty much equidistant, I think. But ring roads, no. Oh my goodness. I hate driving on the circular. It's not fun. So London has 2 circular roads. One of them is called the Circular and has the North Circular and the South Circular. They do link up. They are actually one circle road. I know because one day I went to teach at a crop. If I live here, it was here. And when I went to leave, I got on the circular in the wrong direction and went all the way around. I didn't realize, because this was way before sat-nav and everything, and it was the middle of the night, I didn't realize I was in the wrong place because we'd only just moved to London a couple weeks before. I didn't realize I was in the wrong place until I got to Kew Gardens, which is a landmark on the complete other side of town. I did think I'd been in the car a long time, but also I was shattered and like had talked all day. So I thought maybe my perspective is just off. And then I saw Kew Gardens and went, nope, I have gone the wrong way. But by that point, I'd gone all the way far enough that it only made sense to just keep going around the circle. So that's the circular, and that's kind of in the city. And it's just a normal road for most of it. Like, it's not a highway. It's slightly bigger than just a little street with houses on it, but not much. Then there's the M25, which is a massive circular highway that goes around the outside edge of London. So we'd have to drive out to it and then go around. So you can drive faster on that, but the circle is so much bigger. And you have to add in your time to go from where you are to the motorway, and then the same on the other end when you get there. Georgia says here, for perspective, it took 40 minutes in a taxi to go 2 miles in central London. Yes. Yeah. Now this is really funny. On my screen, it looks like there's no ink drops over here. It's just how the light is catching it. But if I move it around, maybe you can see there are definitely ink drops up here. Okay, it's probably dry enough that I can stick the heart on now. Heart. Yes, the M25 is the world's largest car park as far as we are concerned. It feels like you're just sitting in a parking lot some days. It doesn't move. It doesn't explain. And it's another thing that the protesters like to block. So the same people who storm the stage at Les Mis, they will quite often do, well, not quite often, but they're known for gluing themselves to the M25 to not let anybody get through. Right. So we're going to do that, but this is not at all straight. There we go. So yeah, I don't miss driving. I really don't enjoy it. Okay. Confetti. Let's do some dots and stuff. I haven't done a lot of old stash on this one. We're kind of ending on newer stash. Oh, I started to pull what I thought was a sheet of enamel dots, but it was actually enamel dots on a project. Nope, not a whole sheet of them. This is where I am with my enamel dots in Know Your Christmas. All right. I don't think I want multiple shades. I just want one. Oh no, Georgia is big on her crafting self-care right now, but she's coupling it with chocolate. Oh no, whoops. Well, I think you get until New Year's and then you can decide how much chocolate you want to consume in 2025. I'm having a week of just eat whatever you like, and then Then I'll sort it out. Because my skin will probably be grumpy. But for a week, be all right. I'll pay the consequence. Right, do I want any other dots? I think I'm going to leave that there for now. I'm having trouble visualizing until this is dry, but I think the halo was a good call. I think that makes it quite fun. So let's have a little review of what we made this month. So we've got this, which will have some drying to do. But then we also have a boxy one with wood grain. Lots of old, oh, this is mousse, so that's supposed to go in there. I'll reglue that in a moment. So we've got, this is 49 in Market. We've got old Elsie paper, or Elsie embellishments in there. We've got this one with the Simple Stories stencil, plus Vicky lettering and a stamp set that I did, and some 49 in Market stacked up here. Some old Simple Stories as well. Oh, plus ancient scenic route backgrounds. What did we add here? We added Elsie chipboard buttons, page, that's not old, but just different, page thickers, some old American crafts and Simple Stories dimensional letters there, and the rest is all the Echo Park. This one is an October afternoon background, right? Yeah. No, Simple Stories. Sorry. Similar vibe. Simple Stories background and old Simple Stories embellishment here. Vicky on the black and the gold pieces. And then this one, which has some Christmas magic and some Go Now Go, some old Ellie Studio, some old Studio Calico, 49 in Market frame here, my old collection for the phrase stickers, and that text pattern that's there. Oh, I've lost the of. Okay, I'll find out where it's gone. And glue all those down because clearly that's not going to stick around. Then we've got Elsie epoxies there, and then added the Nutcracker stickers. And here, our Simple Stories kit to start, and then added in crate paper, papers here, and some Elsie buttons. So there we go. Oh, I think quite often if they lift the congestion charge, they don't make a big deal about it because they'll quite happily take your money. I know I have spent, when we've rented a car and we've crossed the bridge or the tunnel at the Dartford crossing, and I haven't realized that I didn't need to pay, and I've already paid before I found out that, oh, today was free or something. Oh, well. Oh, Sophia has a solution for George's chocolate. She says, keep the chocolate on the other side of the room, and then when you get up to go get it, it's not that you're going to not go get up to go get it, but when you get up to go get it, you're going to do some steps, burn some calories. There we go. Well, thank you for joining me this December. So January will start at the end of this week. So I will have some announcements then, and we will see what we can add under the umbrella of hashtag more Shimelle, and where you're going to find that and how that's going to work. And not everything will start right at the very beginning, because remember, I have this year's story to finish, and I have November and December stories to do there. So that's going to take me January. And then a lot of New Year stuff will kick off in February. But there might be a little bit of rearranging things in January. We'll see. Okay. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you've had a wonderful December so far, and I hope you all have a safe and happy New Year. If you like this video and you want to give it a thumbs up, I super duper duper appreciate it. It's fabulous, and I hope to see you again in 2025. Or if you're enjoying Christmas, I'm live streaming tomorrow because I'm not a party girl. You know, I know how to party at my craft desk. So I'll see you there. Bye. Friday's normal time, 10 o'clock in the morning. See you there.